NSU, a story of grit and innovation. In the early 1960s, a small group of civic-minded settlers, known as the Oatmeal Club, met often for breakfast in downtown Fort Lauderdale to discuss the region's rapid growth and future potential. At the time, legislators in northern Florida had sorely neglected the demands of its southern region for a university that would nurture its booming industrialization. These pioneers set out to build an integrated educational concept that spanned from elementary to higher education, much like an MIT of the South. But these were not ordinary educators and businessmen. Their entrepreneurial spirit challenged the traditions of universities around the country. They believed ordinary working people could thrive in an educational system where realizing their full potential did not require quitting their jobs. And with the assistance of technology, this system could deliver individualized learning to aspiring professionals whose opportunity for education may have seemed to slip away. The men took great risk in investing their own funds and land with the help of government grants, a 300-acre abandoned airfield, and endowments that led to its charter in 1964 as Nova University of Advanced Technology. They knew that a private university was needed to avoid the dismissive politics of northern Florida. They knew the costs would be exorbitant, and they knew it would be difficult to gain donors without offering something distinctive for the community.
You're the board here. You do what you want with this thing. There's just one thing more, though. This town needs this measly one-horse institution.
So true to its Latin derivative meaning new, the term Nova would be used to cast an identity around its experimental approach to education. At that time, this meant taking education to the student based on their academic performance as well as their family and work demands. And so it began. On September 27, 1967, the Miami Herald announced that the opening of the first privately endowed technological graduate university of the age begins with a small note that will be heard around the world. From 250 applicants, 17 doctoral students arrived on a dusty and unseasonably hot day to a barren campus that housed one building and the shell of another. Great pressures were placed on the personal success of these students as they were greeted by 17 professors, 68 staff members, hundreds of well-wishers, and an advisory board that included Nobel laureates in physics. But little did those vested in Nova know what lurked ahead of them. For all the funding and grand plans, its operation became much of a family affair. The community continued to pitch in with benefit bazaars, private donations, and even furniture. The staff worked tirelessly and students tolerated the temporary storefront-style accommodations. But the struggle to remain privately held was taking its toll. By 1970, the fledgling university had stretched itself to the point of unpaid utility bills. Immersed in the Vietnam War, federal grants began to dry up, and prospective donors were becoming skeptical of what appeared to be a pipe dream. Nova's overly optimistic growth plans were beginning to unravel. And the doors were about to close for good.
George, they'll never close us up today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But in the summer of 1970, an unexpected partner by the name of New York Institute of Technology offered a compromise that could not be refused. NYIT would pay off the bulk of Nova's operating debt while helping it realize its vision to bring its campus to the student.
Bingo! We made it! Close the door, Eustace! We made it! Look, we're still in business. We still got $2 left. Well, look, let's have some of them.
Together, Nova and NYIT would spread their operating cost over many more students while planting the seed for distance learning. In time, their spirit of innovation would soon transcend computer technology taught in the classroom to computer technology used in bridging classrooms. The partners found ways to rent facilities and hire faculty that would navigate through clusters of students taught around the nation. So that by 1974, its national presence in weekend and evening programs spanned several disciplines felt across nearly 30 states. And then a storm came. Traditional universities throughout the nation objected to an out-of-state institution operating on their turf and using an unorthodox method of course delivery. Unable to provide its own individualized education suited to working professionals, many set out to discredit Nova University. So instead of its focusing energy on innovative educational concepts, Nova was now immersed in defending itself against public attacks of enormous proportions. One involved its legal defense of a $17 million gift from Geico founder Leo Goodwin whose unexpected passing led many to claim Nova's ties to a New York operation disqualified the university as a local beneficiary. But what the Oatmeal Club started in innovation and grit would become the legacy of today's Nova Southeastern University. Its winning litigation resulted in new funding and the thwarting of an attempt by the Florida State University system to take over its program. University officials declared to them that Nova is not for sale.
No, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I don't need 24 hours. I don't have to talk to anybody. I know right now, and the answer's no.
So instead of becoming Florida's 10th state university, it went on to become the nation's 9th largest not-for-profit university. Staying true to its vision of individualized education through innovation, the university grew over the next 50 years to nearly 27,000 students, over 162,000 worldwide alumni, and an operating budget exceeding $600 million a year.
Here you are, George. You got the faculty all lifted out a bit. Here's something you to play with.
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it wasn't for you, George.
Just a minute. Quiet, everybody. Quiet.
Now get this. It's from London.
Oh.
Mr. Gower cabled you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop.
The Oatmeal Club's integrated education approach surfaced in a variety of dual enrollment programs and a distance learning system eventually adopted by most elite universities in the country. But most of all, students of Nova Southeastern University continue to define their own pathways.